folks, welcome to this week's episode of the DC Top 10, where we're doing number 5 this week. I'll be doing the stealth-based action game Metal Gear Solid. Now, don't worry, I've condensed it seriously. So this is only going to take hopefully a minute anyway. Okay, first of all, it was created by Hideo Kojima and published by Konami. Now, the canon states that the series actually begins with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which is set during the Cold War, where a CIA operative known as Naked Snake is sent to the USSR to kill his mentor, the boss, and destroy a nuclear-equipped tank called a Shagohod. During his mission, he meets the beautiful NSA operative known as Ava, a young military prodigy named Ocelot, and kills all the members of the elite Cobra unit. Upon completion of his mission by killing the boss, it is revealed that she was ordered to die at the hands of Snake for the purposes of money for the US. Portable Ops and Peace Walker follow how Naked Snake, now codenamed Big Boss, forms his own elite team, Foxhound, and later defects from the US to create his own nation called Outer Heaven. The original Metal Gear introduced Solid Snake, a member of Foxhound who was sent to Outer Heaven to rescue fellow member Grey Fox. Unknown to him at the time, his commander Big Boss was leading Outer Heaven and sent Snake in the hopes that he would be captured and feed false information to the US. Snake pulls through, however, and leaves Big Boss for dead after destroying the mobile weapons platform Metal Gear. Metal Gear 2 shows Snake infiltrating Zanzibar land to once again destroy Metal Gear. Along the way, he kills the newly defective Grey Fox and the once thought dead Big Boss. Once his mission is over, Snake goes into retirement, eventually brought back out to stop the new Foxhound, led by Liquid Snake on Shadow Moses Island. Liquid and his group wish to procure the body of Big Boss so as to use his genetic makeup to make the perfect soldiers. On the way, Solid realises that he and Liquid are both clones of Big Boss. Both Grey Fox and Ocelot return, fulfilling their own agendas, with Ocelot's arm being severed in the process. With the aid of Merrill, a rookie soldier, Solid Snake defeats Foxhound and Liquid, primarily because of the Foxdie virus in his blood. Metal Gear Solid 2 opens with Snake aboard a marine-owned oil tanker while it's being taken over by Russian mercenaries. The Russians, however, are betrayed by Revolver Ocelot, now sporting Liquid's arm. He steals the new Metal Gear Ray from the oil tanker and leaves Snake for dead. Fast forward a few years and we follow the actions of Raiden operating under the new Foxhound. His orders are to rescue the US President and stop the Sons of Liberty, which is a terrorist group supposedly under the command of Solid Snake. Joining forces with a Navy SEAL, Iroquois Pliskin, the leader of the Sons of Liberty is actually Solidus Snake, the third clone of Big Boss, and Pliskin reveals himself to be the true Solid Snake. Ocelot returns and tells of the existence of the Patriots, an Illuminati-like group that he is working for. While Snake chases after Ocelot, Raiden kills Solidus in downtown New York. Metal Gear Solid 4 ends this baffling series with Snake's last mission to kill Ocelot, who is under control from Liquid. With help from possibly every supporting character in Metal Gear, Snake, who is suffering from accelerated aging, tracks Liquid Ocelot to a supertanker named Outer Heaven. After an incredible fight scene, Snake is the last left standing. In a shocking epilogue, Snake attempts to shoot himself, stopped by none other than Big Boss. Big Boss succumbs to the effects of Foxdie shortly after making amends with Snake. Now trust me, that was hard to fucking condense. Now, I can't do the story justice in a mere 5 minutes. Many of you will already have played at least one Metal Gear game and experienced how intricate and plain fucking confusing the story is. While this at times works against itself, the plot is undeniably a masterpiece and can only be appreciated with hours upon hours of play. Sporting some of the most memorable characters in a franchise, it's no wonder that Metal Gear deserves a top 10 spot. I'm going to hand you over to Kevin now. We'll talk to you next week for number 4. Good luck.
Fox.
Hey everyone, YouTube world, welcome to another episode of DC Top 10. This week is number 5, and my film for this week is the 1986 film Aliens. Aliens is the 1986 science fiction film, sequel to that of the Ridley Scott Alien film, directed by James Cameron. Aliens starts with when Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, the only survivor of the space freighter Nostromo, is rescued and revived after drifting for 57 years in stasis. At an interview before a panel of executives from her employer, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, her testimony regarding the alien is met with extreme skepticism, as no physical evidence of the creature survived destruction of the Nostromo. Ripley loses her spaceflight license as a result of her questionable judgment, and learns that LV-426, the planet where her crew first encountered the alien eggs, is now home to the terraforming colony. Sometime later, Ripley is visited by Weyland-Yutani representative Carter Burke, played by Paul Reiser, and Lieutenant Gorman of the Colonial Marines, who inform her that contact has been lost with the colony on LV-426. The company decides to dispatch Burke and a unit of Marines to investigate, and offers to restore Ripley's flight status and pick up her contract if she will accompany them as a consultant. Traumatized by her previous encounter with the alien, Ripley initially refuses to join, but accepts when she realizes that the mission will allow her to face her fears, which have been plaguing her since her first encounter. Aboard the warship Sulaco, she is introduced to the Colonial Marines, including Sergeant Apone, Corporal Hicks, played by Michael Bain, Private Vasquez and Hudson, played by Bill Paxton, and the android Bishop, played by Lance Henriksen, toward whom Ripley initially is hostile due to her previous experience with the android Ash aboard the Nostromo. The heavily armoured expedition descends on the surface of LV-426 via dropship, where they find the colony seemingly abandoned. 2 living alien facehuggers are found in containment tanks in a medical lab, and the only colonist found is a traumatized young girl nicknamed Newt. The Marines determine that the colonists are clustered in a nuclear-powered atmosphere processing station, where they find a large alien nest filled with cocoon colonists. The aliens attack, killing most of the unit and capturing Apone and Dietrich. Ripley is able to rescue Hicks, Vasquez and Hudson. With Gorman knocked unconscious during the rescue, Hicks assumes command and orders the dropship to recover the survivors, intending to return to the Sulaco and destroying the colony from orbit. However, a stowaway alien kills the dropship pilots in flight, causing the vessel to crash into the processing station. The surviving humans barricade themselves inside the colony complex. Ripley discovers that it was Burke who ordered the colonists to investigate the derelict ship, where the Nostromo crew encountered the aliens' eggs for the first time, and that he hopes to return alien specimens to the company laboratories, where they can profit from their use as a biological weapon. She threatens to expose him, but Bishop soon informs the group of a greater threat. The damaged processing station has become unstable and will soon detonate with the force of a thermal nuclear weapon. He volunteers to use the colony's transmitter to pilot the Sulaco's remaining dropship to the surface by remote control so that the group can escape. Ripley and Newt fall asleep in the medical laboratory, awaking to find themselves locked in a room with 2 facehuggers which have been released from their tanks. Ripley is able to alert the Marines, who rescue them and kill the creatures. Ripley accuses Burke of attempting to smuggle implanted alien embryos past Earth's quarantine inside her and Newt, and planning to kill the rest of the Marines in hypersleep during the return trip. The electricity is suddenly cut off and numerous aliens attack through the ceilings. Hudson, Burke, Gorman and Vasquez are all killed, while Newt is captured by the aliens. Ripley and the injured Hicks reach Bishop in the second dropship, but Ripley refuses to leave Newt behind. She rescues Newt from the hive in the processing station, where she encounters the alien queen and her egg chamber. Ripley destroys most of the eggs, enraging the queen. Closely pursued by the queen, Ripley and Newt rendezvous with Bishop and Hicks on the dropship and escape moments before the colony is consumed by the nuclear blast. Back in Sulaco, Ripley's and Bishop's relief at their narrow escapes is interrupted by the alien queen, who stowed away on the dropship's landing gear. She impales Bishop and tears him in half. Ripley battles the queen using an exosuit cargo loader. The two then tumble into a large airlock, which Ripley then opens, expelling the queen into space. Ripley clambers safely to safety, and she, Newt and Hicks and the still functioning Bishop enter a hypersleep on their return to Earth. Why Aliens makes it into my top 10. Firstly, credit has to go to James Cameron, who took on the concept of the original film Alien and made Aliens just as successful as its predecessor. Aliens was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Music, Best Sound, Best Film Editing, and Best Art Direction. Sigourney Weaver received her first Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. Although she did not win, it was considered a landmark nomination for an actress to be considered for a science fiction / horror film, a genre which was given very little recognition by the Academy back in 1986. It won 2 awards for sound effects and visual effects, which is what brings me on to my number 1 reason why Aliens makes it into my top 10. That is the special effects. From the more lifelike facehuggers to the xenomorphs, which are the main aliens in it, and the Queen. These creatures are so lifelike, they were absolutely terrifying the first time I saw them. The credit for this has to go to the late Stan Winston, who in my opinion is the godfather of special effects. His own career speaks for itself. He's been responsible for bringing other characters to life, such as the Predator, Iron Man, and all the Terminator characters. With this man working on the film, that is enough for me to put this film into my top 10. That's been it for me this week. I'll see you next week.
Get away from her, you bitch!